Okay, we're gonna look at a Mac Mini and see how everything's plugged in. I know there's a lot of cables here, but it makes sense if you think about it. So first of all, right here, obviously is the power to the display. The display itself needs to have power. So this is just a power cord, probably is black. The Mac Mini itself also needs a power supply, and you can see it's plugged in right here at the end. And this also needs to be plugged in. So maybe you have a power strip where you can plug this in as well. So these two have power. The next thing is a Mac Mini doesn't have a built-in display. So if you have a Mac all-in-one, you wouldn't have this next cable. But this cable here, you'll notice it says HDMI. Now it also says HDMI on this cable. And if I follow this cable, you'll see it only goes into one spot here. This, anytime you see this with the things that tighten up, this is VGA. It just goes into a spot, and it does say VGA there. It really only goes one place. And here's the other end of it. So you have to have this piece because it allows this piece to fit into an adapter, and now we can take the other end of it and plug into your display. Now the next thing is, many of you also, not only do you have the display itself, but you should have a projector. So right here, this dongle, this piece, allows this, which is another kind of goofy looking connector. This one is a VGA. That plugs in here. And if I follow this down all the way, you can see that it plugs into the wall. So right here is the other end of that. This follows some conduit that goes into your projector in the ceiling. Now this cable, you'll notice, has a headphone jack end on it, right? So we're gonna plug it in where it says headphones. If your speakers on your projector don't work or they're not loud enough, you can always, instead of plugging this in, you could plug in your own speakers, and that's fine too. So we really have two places where we're throwing video, and we'll have another support document that will help you know how to set up your displays. This next piece is a USB. And we're going to show you in a minute what this looks like on the SmartBoard. But this allows the interactivity between the SmartBoard and your computer. This USB, this is another one. There are a bunch of USB jacks. You can see there are 4 of them here. It doesn't really matter which one you use. But this USB goes to my keyboard. So my keyboard's over there. So I'll go ahead and plug this back in. So this one, yours might look a little different, but this kind of turquoisey blue, teal blue cable is an extender, a USB extender that goes into this, and this goes up to the ceiling and connects to your SmartBoard. So that has to be plugged in. So let's take a peek at what happens. I'm going to unplug this, and my filming assistant is going to show you the lights over there. So right now the light is green, that means it's connected. When I unplug that, you should see that the light goes out. If I plug it back in, give it a second, and it should indicate that it's green again. Now let's do it again and watch the tools, the pen tools. So right now it's plugged in. I'm going to unplug it. When I plug it back in, you should notice that the pen tools light up. So one troubleshooting note, come back over here, my filming assistant. Sometimes you'll find that for some reason the projector or the display are not displaying properly. Sometimes you have to remind it that it's plugged in, so you can unplug and plug back in. And the nice thing is the pictures and the words kind of line up with each other. So you may have to unplug, count to 10, plug it back in. And that reminds the Mac Mini what's plugged into it. So that's about it. Hope that helps.